And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment. With me, your host, Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for last night's episode of DC's The Legends of Tomorrow, Season 5, Episode 7. And gotta say, pretty emotional episode, if you will. I mean, nobody really died in the episode. It was just more of like certain people have to like say goodbye. So, spoiler if you haven't caught up to DC's Legends of Tomorrow. But, yeah, so the team basically are getting ready to say goodbye to Nora and Ray. As you know, in last week's episode, they got married in the show, and in real life, Brendan Ralph and Courtney Ford are married in real life, and they were eventually leaving the show after the season. Now, I thought, I assumed, towards the end of the season, but unfortunately, they decided to leave the show yesterday. So last night's episode was their last episode of the season. So, I want to say thank you to Brendan Ralph and his wife. Of course, they were great to be on the show. Sucks that they're not going to be a part of the show anymore. I think Brendan Ralph really made that show pretty fun. And, I love him as Superman, but I think I like him a lot more as the Atom. I think he had more to play with. Obviously, he was a good Superman. It's just that he was in a bad Superman movie, and he never got to play Superman again until Crisis. But we're not going to talk about that. Crisis was, he was cool as Superman, but it was very short. But he really got to shine in 5 great seasons as the Atom, and he was awesome. And and then having Courtney Ford play Nora Dark, I thought she really captured the character very well. I thought she played very well with being evil, and then eventually turning good, and then playing the fairy godmother. So I thought she did a really good job too. So she will be missed as well on the show. But and then it made sense that their characters were leaving the show because they were married and they want to export themselves doing their own thing because now they're the husband and wife. So it made sense that the characters would leave the show at the same time as them in real life, which I'm kind of glad nobody died in the show to make it look like that's why they're gonna be gone. No, they made it like, okay, they're married now, and married couples usually move out of their wherever they were at together, and then they do their own thing. Same thing that happened to Jefferson, obviously, when he left the show as well. But yeah, it stinks that they're gone. But the show is still gonna go on. It's still gonna be great. It's just gonna be very different without the two of them, because I think they just brought the show. You know, they were the glue of the show pretty much. I mean, we still have Nate. That's great. Mick is still there. Sarah's the real puzzle piece that belongs on the show. So there's that. Abel's there. So at least we have some people, and we have Gary. So there's we have that. So, and also this episode, like I said, they literally had to go back in time to pretty much help Shakespeare pretty much create Romeo and Juliet. Something happens where he decides to make it into a superhero thing because he sees everybody's powers, and then he decides to make Romeo and Juliet like that, and it affects the future. Obviously, Romeo and Juliet is one of the greatest plays ever made. Shakespeare. Without that, the influences of what romance is today probably would have been what it is. So yeah, without that, so the team basically had to go play Romeo and Juliet and make that book, make it right, make it how it's supposed to end. Spoiler alert for Romeo and Juliet. Juliet and Romeo both die, and the tragic ending of the two of them. So in a way, cool episode, but it is sad that Brendan Ralph and his wife are both leaving the show. So it's going to be very difficult moving forward to watching the shows without them. But yeah, what can you do? What can you do? Maybe they'll come back as guest appearances once in a while. I mean, when we lost Damien Dark and Arrow, we didn't think we were going to see him again, and he came back in Legends for a little bit, and he left the show and he came back. So could come back eventually. We just lost Oliver and Felicity. Felicity came back. She did come back a little bit. So who knows what the future holds for the two of them, but maybe they come back. But I wish them both best of luck, and I'm looking forward to the future projects. So you never know what's it gonna be. So yeah. So leave me a couple. Let me know what you guys just thought about the episode itself. Brendan Ralph leaving. What's your favorite Brendan Ralph episode of the Legends? For me, I think it's when they go to Japan and he has to get his armor back from the samurai guy. I thought that was a fun episode with Ray. Really, him being who he is, and him you know, being the Atom and all that. So I thought those stuff was great. His stuff was with the Atom was great all throughout the whole thing. He was even great in Arrow too. But yeah, it's gonna be missed. So let me comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Thank you very much and have a good day.